Evil Dead Burn is a new film in the Evil Dead franchise. We do know that they will be doing another one, Evil Dead Wrath, which is apparently the first one in the lineup when it comes to the timeline. We'll talk about that in another video. Stay tuned after I watch Evil Dead Burn. I haven't had the opportunity to watch it. Kind of sucks. I would have loved to see it earlier. There's been a lot of early screenings, but nonetheless, I will be watching it this weekend. Let me know if you're going to be watching it as well. But the reviews are in, the reactions are here. Was this the Evil Dead Burn that we needed? Was this the Evil Dead movie that we were hoping for? Well, I will tell you, I was a fan of Rise the first time I watched it. The second time I watched it, kind of felt in the middle of it. I love the Fede Alvarez Evil Dead. I love the original Evil Dead. And I was excited to see what they would do with the next one. I don't think there's an Evil Dead film I hate though. So that's the thing right there. I think it's a pretty consistent franchise. And with this now becoming a thing where we're going to be seeing a couple of these movies every so often, I think that we definitely have to step up. So I'm excited to hear that Evil Dead Burn steps up. So this is directed by Sebastian Banachek, who did the film Infested, which I have watched already. It is an arachnid horror film. So if you love spiders and you love horror films with spiders, that is your film right there. Very gross, very like shivering, like mess it's gonna leave you in, because he does a great job at making it feel like your skin is crawling with spiders in that film. You just gotta check it out to know what I mean. But Evil Dead Burn did hold a couple of early like screenings, and we all know it. Reactions can be a little bit of a I don't know if to trust them or not, because of course people aren't really gonna come out and bash something because they're waiting to get to the other one already. So it's a little bit of a mess with those things, and everybody wants that pull quote. But I kind of trust this. I think that this is a not excessively positive first reactions, not excessively negative either. It seems that people are pretty pleased with it, and that's just what I would hope for an Evil Dead film, that it's going to be that. A lot of people are praising the camera movements, which we've seen in some of the trailers and teasers, that there are some very elaborate movements with the camera that are being done that kind of give it a more elevated feel. A lot of people are saying as well that the brutality is very much so next level from other Evil Dead films. And you know, with Evil Dead, you kind of want a mixture of the horror, a mixture of like gross outs, very candid characters, and I think like some very over the top violence as well is what you can expect from Evil Dead. And it sounds like Sebastian kind of checks off all those boxes when hearing about these reviews. Some people do go on to say that the other characters kind of feel a little flat, the story's not really there, but at the end of the day, I feel like Evil Dead's story kind of always is just more of a second thought. It's more of how deranged and insane can this get, which from the first reactions, all that, it sounds like it's positive. So I am definitely excited for that and seeing what people will think about it once it's released. I do hear that there is a post-credit scene. I don't know just yet. I will be watching it probably in the next maybe day or so. So I will report back with a review. I will also do a talk about the ending and also try to figure out the timeline of events here. Is Deadite Jessica the connecting tissue for the next Evil Dead films? We'll find out. Don't worry. We're going to talk about that as well over the weekend. It will be an Evil Dead weekend. We got a lot to talk about because there is a lot that I'm hearing about this movie that I'm excited for and can't wait to discuss it with y'all. But let me know what you think about this film right here, Evil Dead Burn. Are you excited for it? Are you not? I've been excited for it ever since it got announced, ever since Sebastian was announced as a director as well, especially because it had come off from me seeing Infested back at Fantastic Fest. And I was just like, oh, that guy's doing Evil Dead. I definitely see that. And it just has me giddy to see where this franchise will go next, because I think that there is a lot that they can tap into. I'm excited about Wrath because it sounds like it really wants to take it to a whole other level with going back in time into the 70s and all that, which I would love to see. I think we've seen enough contemporary already with Rise and now with Burn. Let's take it back to a different time. I mean, Army of Darkness took us back to the Dark Ages. So I would definitely love to see at least a little bit of that retro vibe going into the next Evil Dead, just to keep things fresh, you know. And with Burn, like I said, I haven't watched it, but the initial reactions sound pretty good. It sounds like people are getting what they want. You know, there's always going to be people that don't get what they want because it's just impossible to please everybody. But, you know, here we are. But Evil Dead Burn does release, I believe, tomorrow or maybe on Friday, depending on where you live. So make sure you check out those show times. Let me know, are you going to be watching this movie or not? Are you excited for it? Basically, it is a family that loses a son, and, you know, they are married to somebody who comes to visit. Things get a little awkward. Some Deadites appear. It's the family reunion from hell, basically. And I think that somebody is going to try to use the Book of the Dead to do some very nefarious things, and it's not going to end well. We know it's not going to end well. You know, So I'll be excited to see what we get from this film, and I cannot wait. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions on Evil Dead Burn. Are you watching this movie or are you skipping it? Comment down below and let me know. I'd really love to know. Are you excited for Evil Dead Wrath? Are you excited to see what the post-credit could be? Watch the post-credit just be Deadite Jessica going into the 70s or something, like time traveling of sorts. Time traveling with Evil Dead. I wouldn't be opposed to that. But anyways, in all seriousness, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We are trying to reach 50,000 subscribers. Just wanted to go ahead and tell you that the first reactions seem to be positive. It seems that people are loving what they're seeing, and people that have a few minor issues with it seems to be issues that all the Evil Dead films have had in the past. And I don't know what people were expecting from another Evil Dead film, but we'll see. I will tell you my thoughts on it tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell. Follow us wherever you can, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, or on Letterboxd as well, so you can get some videos that we might not put up here or some first reactions that might not show up here till a later time. Really would appreciate going to TikTok, trying to get to 10,000 over there. But we will be watching Evil Dead Burn. Maybe we'll do it like a first vlog of sorts for the summer. I don't know. We're already halfway through the summer and I just got that idea. So there is that. I will also be doing some more videos, so don't miss out on those. Talking about Evil Dead, the connections to the other films in the franchise, what the future could hold, and more theories that you do not want to miss. So make sure that you are hitting the notification bell so you know when the videos drop. But as always, that is going to do it for me. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see all of you next time. Comment below, Evil Dead Burn this weekend or not. And as always, stay safe, stay positive.
I would give anything for us to be together again.
My grandfather believed the devil would return.